Hello everybody, welcome back to a new Transformers toy review. I'm Autocon, and this is Transformers Heart of Steel. Now, this just came in yesterday, and this box looks really nice. I love this whole steam vibes with the whole, steel, and then you got the little pipes, the machinery here, and then you got the Decepticon, Starscream, and Optimus Prime, Transformers timelines, and you got this nice little clock of the pressure on the steam and stuff like that. I really love this box, but sadly, this is just cardboard, and then you just take it off, and then the whole box just kind of opens. Obviously, I took out the figures out already, but I just wanted to show the box, and you open it, and it's kind of cool how like you just open it, and you got Optimus Prime here, and then it was Starscream here. So yeah, and then when you put them back, you have the whole steam with their Decepticon and Autobot logo, which I think they're pretty cool. Optimus Prime looks really nice. I really like how he looks. Detail wise, let me see what this. Look at that head sculpt. Head sculpt looks like a knight. Industry steam vibes, that looks really nice. The golden on the right here for the train, you can see how it has like little nails or bolts from the metal pieces. You can see these on trains. I thought that was pretty cool detail. The golden on here, the ab crunch right here, you got the bolts here, the Autobot symbol right here, some more tiny detail here. You get to the arms, you still have some G1 Optimus Prime aesthetic, with the little arrows right there, like the G1 figure. If you don't know what I'm talking about, here's the little arrows right here at the fist. So it's still there, Optimus Prime vibes. These are the little skirts in the front. I left them pegged, but they pegged out. So yeah, then you get down and you have more Optimus Prime aesthetic, with him having the wheels on the side as the retro Optimus Prime, the little line skirts that he has as Optimus Prime, his knee pads, the little kind of, giving Optimus Prime vibes, and then you get to turn it around, and then on the back, he's not kibble, there's no kibble, which is pretty good, like a big backpack or anything, but he's pretty simple, if I'm being honest. He's really cool. I like it. I just wish they were bigger. That's my complaint. I would have wished if they were bigger, because then they would have better articulation, more accessories or something like that. He only has this piece, which turns into a shield, and then his gun. The gun looks pretty cool. It's pretty smart to make it into the little smokestack from the trains and stuff. But let's just take a look at the figure first with the articulation. So like I said, the detail is pretty good. It's really solid. It's really nice. I really like this. I'm excited for the other ones. Like I said, I repeat, I wish they were bigger. Now, the head sculpt is my favorite. He really looks like a knight. This head sculpt has a 360. It's on a ball joint. So I can kind of like look up, down, do a lot of movements. Now, the shoulders, the whole arms can do a 360, but they're kind of on a hinge where like the hinge is kind of like tilted. So that's why his arm is not like straight. You can't really do much with that, but it still does 360. You get that out much, and you have that bend on the freaking arm right here, which is kind of a little too much, but that's because due to transformation. But it's still pretty good, bend on the arm. There's no wrist swivel. You can try to get in there, but there's no wrist swivel. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the arm. Same as this other one. Stuff like that. Now, he does have a, not necessarily a butterfly joint, but I guess you can say it works as a butterfly joint, due to transformation. But it has that movement, so I mean, you can kind of work with that. So it has a semi-butterfly joint. Now, to the waist, he has a waist swivel. You just gotta move this piece right here. Just gotta like be careful with it, but he does have the waist swivel, because this piece is like a little too right here. This piece is a little too tight over here, so it doesn't really give him that much clearance. It kind of pushes it at some point, but that's because of the skirts. But he does some have 360. It looks like it is 360. It's just because of the skirts. But other than that, there is some waist swivel. So it's pretty good. Now for the legs are pretty good. The legs can go out that much. So yeah, legs are pretty good. He can actually do this. Oh, let me get that guy straight up there. Oh. Oof. There we go. Oh, whatever. I give up. And then the legs can go out that much due to the skirts. But if you kind of move them to the side, it again has like a little more range. If that makes sense. So, yeah. You can't really like flip them up. Because then it's okay. But I like to just kind of move them a little to the side. But it looks like you have more range if you just move them up. But that's as much as it goes because of the skirts. But it has pretty good range on the legs going to front. The back, it's that much. Like I said before, this piece tends to get a lot around with the waist and the legs. So it's just that much. He does have a really nice bend on the knee. But it doesn't really bug me because it's one of those figures where you gotta double hinge on the leg just to kind of bring it all in together and tuck in. But it doesn't like bend down or anything. Like it's just still on the bend is on the knee, not on the whole joint that brings the whole thigh segment into the leg, so it could just turn smaller, you know. So it's still pretty good. It's a really nice figure. The ankle tilted is it has ankle tilted. It's just not that much. I don't know if it's my figure, or I don't know, because if you do it, the little space gets caught up right here. So I don't really think it has that much ankle tilted. But you can see some detail there. It's like the train wheel or whatever it is. So I thought it was pretty cool, you know. So now it's hard to put it back in. There we go. But yeah, articulation is pretty good. This guy's really nice. Transformation is pretty simple. So first things first, we're going to start with the arms. We're going to rotate them facing the peg to the front. Same thing here. And then we're just going to bring this whole section back here. Just like that. We're going to bring the arms right here. Just like that. And this is what you're going to have so far. Now we're going to bring the butterfly joints. Ooh, this whole thing came apart. Just bring them out like that. And then you're going to bring this whole section. Now this whole section is a little weird. I don't know why they did it like this. But you're going to first is try to bring it out. It's not like on a double hinge right here. You bring it out and you're supposed to have it like this. And then what you're going to do is just bring this piece up. And then you're just going to bring the whole head all the way back. That way it's like on the red piece right here. So just so you can have a better look, this is what you should be having, facing like that. And then this whole section, you're gonna turn it up and then just flip that out. So this whole section, you're just gonna bring it to the top and it's just gonna peg in there. And then the arms, you're just gonna rotate them, align it, you know. As you go, you'll kind of see how everything aligns very nice together and everything. And then they're going to tab right here. The arms are going to tab in right here too, with the bottom part. And then they're also going to tab together, and then they're going to tab in there too. So now my tab doesn't go in pretty good. Sometimes it'll go in, sometimes it won't. I think that's just my copy. But other than that, so far good. And you just kind of tuck in everything, peg everything together, and then you can start seeing the whole train right here, which is pretty good. Get this a little closer. So now we have the train, so far looking good. Now the skirts, they peg here, but it's not like a real peg. You're just gonna fill in the gaps there with the tabs that are on the skirts. And just kind of with the pressure from both tabs, it kind of have both of them tucked in, which is kind of smart to do, considering that the skirts kind of, that way this piece doesn't just stay flat like that all the time. So I thought it was pretty smart. So what we're gonna do now is the legs. We're gonna bring this tab here. We're gonna grab the red one, open it to the side, and then you're gonna open it, just flip it to the outside. So we're gonna bring it sideways, and then you're gonna bring it towards you, and that's pretty much it. And then you're just gonna flip in the toast, just bring it in there. Doesn't really tab anywhere, you just gotta like flip it down. I wish it had like a pegging or something, but it doesn't really do any of that. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna bring this in, the leg is gonna fold in and everything, but this piece, this tab right here, is gonna tab on some little space that it has right here. This is gonna tab here, and then this is gonna tab in that little slot right there. So you gotta be careful. Bring this whole section in, just like that. And then you can start bringing in this together, tap it in there, and then same thing with this side. Just gonna bring the leg, double all the way in there. Just gotta make sure this thing goes in there. Oof. Because when you start doing it wrong, everything just kind of starts like going out of control. So bring this thing. There we go. Now we just kind of tab everything together. Come on. What the hell? You gotta be careful because this tab doesn't like to tab on my side for some reason. But maybe it's because this thing is not right. Let me see. So after you're on this step, make sure all this is tabbed in together, and then make sure you push it all together in there and just kind of push it, and then like at the same time like just kind of do that way it's all tucked in, because if it's not perfect it's not gonna peg in there. So just kind of bring it in there, push it, and then it could go in there. Same thing over here, make sure you're pushing this piece as you're also trying to peg everything together, which is bad and annoying. Now this whole thing came out off. There we go. Come on. There we go. I think I got him. There we go. It's a little annoying right there, but the result's pretty good. You get a really nice looking train. So there's train mode, but we're not done yet, because then we just bring the accessories. The gun is going to turn into a little smokestack of the train or whatever it's called. And then we're just going to lift this part. We're just going to bring this back and then bring this down. And then there's some little taps right here on the side. You can see the little teeth or whatever. They're going to tab right here on this piece right here. Come on. And we're just going to tab this right here on the side. Why doesn't it want to tab all there? I think it's just my copy. But it doesn't really seem to peg together well. It's like one of those tabs that you just kind of push them the more you can, and the more you push it, it'll just kind of unpeg everything. Which kind of sucks. But oh well. So yeah, you just bring that piece there, and then you're gonna bring the little piece right here, the shield, and then the little sides right here. It's gonna go like that. So make sure the little gap is facing the front of the train, and then you just bring this whole piece right here. Just kind of brings everything together, I believe. Tucks in everything together right here. Right there, and then you have the train mode. Whoa. I was just trying to push the piece down, but that was my bad. So you just bring this piece and just kind of tap it in there. Now this looks like a really nice train. I do like it. I wish it was a Voyager and it had like a little extra cart, like Astro Train. But this looks amazing. The little detail on it is pretty solid. This is great. I love it. This is really good. I just wish they were bigger. He does roll. So there's that. So we'll bring Starscream in. Here is Starscream. Transformers, Steam, Starscream. This is really cool. He can open his wings, by the way. So that's cool. His articulation is kind of lacking a little on this guy, but he still looks really good. For detail, he still has the golden waist trained kind of knight style. I do like his head though. His head looks like a vampire, or like Cobra, or like one of those from Leo Kaiser, Japanese character. I don't know, but it still looks like Starscream, but it looks like a bat. I don't know, it still looks pretty good head sculpt. You know, he still returns the aesthetic of Starscream with the little triangle side pieces on his shoulders, you know, with his little arms with the blue, the paint. He has some skirts, side skirts, which are pretty cool. And then you go down, same blue feet and everything. The paint, the golden, everything looks really nice on him. Go to the bag with this nice silver, red, blue. There's some hollow pieces here, but that doesn't really bug me, you know. It's not like you have your figure posing like this and you're just like, oh my god, it's hollow, you know. There's some parts like that don't really bug me, but other than that, he looks really good. This spins, and this spins, so it's pretty good. His only accessories though are his little cannons. Sadly, you don't have anything to just put them on the side. You just only put them here, or you can use them as guns, which I think is kind of cool because they look like retro guns, like kind of like cowboy guns. If that makes sense. To me, that's what they look like. Oops. So let's just put that there. So these look like cowboy guns, which are pretty cool, you know. So yeah, those are pretty cool. So now for Starscream figure, his articulation is not the best, but it's still not bad. It could have been better though. Just so you know, this whole section right here is like the whole essential figure base for the figure. Like this thing is like, this doesn't move or anything or like nothing. So the arms can go all the way that much. You can't really do 360 because of the whole thing. You can't move it. You can't even go back with the arms. So this really kind of sucks. That's what I didn't like about the figure. The arms can go out that much. You can't really, you got to be careful getting the arms. You kind of got to get it out. That way you can have better trying to get the arms, because then this kind of gets in the way and you can't really move this, so your motion with the arms sucks. He does have a really nice like ratchet joint so on the arms, so it's pretty cool. I don't know why it's not like it carries heavy stuff, but yeah, he does have a swivel on the arm, so 360, that's pretty much it. Same thing with the other one, goes out that much, bend on the arm, twisted 360, and this piece tends to go back like that just because of the whole thing. So yeah, this is due to transformation. So so see how it just goes back. So now I gotta bring down, but when the home arms, it just kind of stays there, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. For the legs, kinda. Let me just move the arms a little bit to the side so I can show the skirts. So the legs can kind of go up that much. That's pretty much it. And the legs can go back this much. That's pretty much it. And then they can go out this much due to the wings right here kind of getting in the way. So yeah, it kind of sucks. And they have a pretty good bend, so that's pretty much it. But other than that, you don't really have a waist swivel. Like I said, this whole wings is like the structure base of the whole figure. Like everything is tapped into and nailed down to the wings. This whole structure right here. So it really does suck because I was really looking more forward to this figure than the Optimus Prime. So, but it still looks great though. It just kind of sucks you don't get that much posability. You gotta have ankle tilted though. But that's all you really get. So yeah, transformation's pretty funny and weird at the same time. So before I do transformation, originally the figure is supposed to have this piece like that, and then this just kind of goes up like that. So it's supposed to be like a hoodie, I think. Which looks weird, but that's how he's supposed to be. So that's basically it, you know. That's all you get. But I just like to have it like this. It really just has it more clean and simple on the back, so it still looks good like that. And I like the head sculpt on it, so that's why I don't really, you know. And I didn't even mention the head sculpt because you don't really have trouble getting your hands in there, so you can barely kind of twist it. That's pretty much it. Just rotate it. So this kind of does sucks. For transformation, we're gonna start with these pieces right here. These are really hard. This one's hard on the right one, and then this one just kind of goes by itself. So and it's annoying because these wings, you can't move them, so you gotta get in there, and it just kind of sucks. That's my opinion, you know. But oh well. And then we're gonna unplug this. I mean, just move this out of the way, and then you can bring this whole section, move it all the way to the top. Make sure these pieces are up, because then they'll get in the way. And then these tabs right here, they're gonna tap right there. So just kind of like that. We're getting this figure together. We're gonna rotate the arms, make sure the little holes are in there. And then these arms have a little, you can see how they have this little tab right here. You're gonna rotate them, just bring them here, bring them here. And I like to do it right away. The instructions also mention it to do it right away right now. You're gonna bring the guns, just pull them like that. Just gonna put this in there just like that. Okay, so after this whole section is done, you can bring the wings out, just get them out of the way, might as well. And then you're gonna bring the whole waist section. Well, first, it's two sections right here. First one we're gonna do is the skirts. The skirts is on a whole section right here that's nailed into the wings, you know. And this is just one section by itself. Now you're gonna bring these pieces out, and then you're just gonna try to just fold it. Be careful when you fold this, because if you try to grab from the wing right here and you just bring it, it's just gonna start bending this whole thing. So you want to make sure you're just bending at the freaking wing, because this is like really thin plastic. I don't like this how this piece feels. And then when you bend it up, it starts pulling this whole section. See how like it just starts doing that? I don't really like that. So you just gotta be careful with that piece, you know. I think I'm only gonna transform it once, and that's this is for the only time I'm transforming it. Now for the legs, you're just gonna bring this whole section back, bring this out of the way just like that. And then we're gonna bring the legs, we're gonna have them bring this down, bring down the feet, and then we're just gonna have this like that, open up like that, open the leg, and then you're just gonna fold it. And the way you know how it's right is because these tabs, this detail stuff, is supposed to be facing up once you bring this whole section in there, just like that. And then this one is gonna tap in that hole, and then these two are just gonna tap in these pieces, these sides right here. So I'll show it real quick. There we go. Same thing with the other one right there. And then you can just bring this piece down, fold it down all the way, and then you can just bring this piece tabs in with these pieces right here. So you just gotta kind of like rotate them in a way that this whole piece just kind of taps in there, just like that. And it has wheels here, and it has a wheel here, and then that's why you're supposed to put the guns already in there, because then you can't really put them here, they just go in there. And that's plain mode. Now overall, this thing does look great. I like this piece because then it helps you grabbing it, so you can just kind of, you know, that looks really fun to do. It does roll, you know. So you can just Let me see if I can do it. Let me see. I tried blowing it. It wouldn't spin, but you can spin these, you know. So it looks really, really, really good. These guys look really nice together. These are so nice. The detail on it and the way I like them, but they're not perfect. So here the ones are the Heart of Steel. Overall, they look good. They still look good. They are retaining their G1 counterpart character-wise. Sorry, I have to bring this piece back down. But this one doesn't want to go down. Meanwhile, this one is so loose. But overall, these figures do look great. They retain their aesthetic G1 figure aesthetic style, you know, considering how they look in G1 just robot mode. Like I said, they're not perfect. They're still cool though. This guy looks good in robot mode, really good articulation. As for vehicle mode, it's a little annoying on the legs. Maybe it's my copy that the tabs are not that good or something, or maybe I'm just doing it wrong. But this guy's good. The vehicle needs a little more help. It's just too shrunk in for a train, in my opinion. And then this guy looks good. Looks good in car mode or vehicle mode or airplane mode, but his articulation is limited due to everything being screwed and plugged and like nailed down to this whole wing piece right here. So if you break this whole wing right here, the right side, everything on this figure is gonna start going loose because it's all like pegged in there, kind of. You can kind of see right there how like there's already that piece right there, and the skirts right here. When I lift this, it's all like on the freaking back of the wings. So yeah. So it just limits its posability. Overall, it still looks great though. I really like the design. I'm more excited for the Megatron one. I do like how that Megatron cannon tank mode looks. Bumblebee, I'm guessing it's gonna be kind of like this guy, just smaller. But yeah, I don't know if they're selling out right now or if they sold out, but be careful, do not buy for scalper price. They just came out, so they should be like around $50 or $60. They should not be more than $80, you know. And also think about it, they're 2 deluxes, so just be careful with that. Try not to pay overpriced with figures, you know. Here's some size comparison. Optimus Prime in the middle right here in the flesh. How about some 2-pack from Titan's Return, and then this guy looking a little scary. So you can kind of see what's the size there with these guys. They're deluxes, but they're not that big, you know. Overall, great figures. Excited for the other set. Any other collabs that I'm more excited for is that Hot Wheels Transformers collab. If you guys all saw it, that thing looked amazing. I will be getting that one. But there's no news. Maybe when it's San Diego Comic-Con, they'll show more about it. But overall, good set, good figures. Wish it had more articulation, more size. Overall, recommend it. Please like and subscribe. And thank you for the 436 subscribers. Thank you for all the support. I hope everybody keeps enjoying the figures and toy reviews. I'm a Transformers fan, just like as you guys are, and hopefully these toy reviews help you figure out if you should buy the figure or if you should not buy the figure, you know. But yeah, thank you. Please like and subscribe.